Isola Bella Gardens and Palace, Italy's floating dream. There are places on Earth that feel like they belong to another world. Places so beautiful they seem to hover between dream and reality. In the heart of Lake Maggiore, northern Italy, there is one such wonder, a small island transformed into a living poem of art, architecture, and nature. Its name means beautiful island, and once you set foot on it, you understand. There could be no other name. This is Isola Bella, a masterpiece where water meets marble, and gardens rise like theater stages toward the sky. A vision on water. The story of Isola Bella begins in the 17th century, when a nobleman named Carlo III Borromeo looked across the shimmering waters of Lake Maggiore and imagined something extraordinary. At that time, the island was nothing more than a rocky piece of land, home to fishermen and birds. But Carlo saw what others could not. He dreamed of transforming it into a palace fit for a queen, floating above the lake like a jewel. And so began one of the most ambitious projects in Italian history, a work of love, devotion, and imagination that would take over 400 years to complete. The palace that rose from the lake. As your boat glides across Lake Maggiore, Isola Bella appears suddenly, a silhouette of terraces, statues, and domes shimmering in the sunlight. It's hard to tell where the lake ends and the island begins. The reflection is so perfect it feels like a mirage. When you arrive, the Palazzo Borromeo greets you like an old Italian opera, grand, ornate, and dramatic. Its walls of pale stone rise gracefully from the water, their Baroque windows framed with carvings that seem to breathe. The palace was designed not just as a home but as a work of art, built to impress kings, queens, and poets alike. Inside, the air smells faintly of age and sea salt. Each hall glows with golden light spilling through tall arched windows. Marble floors stretch beneath frescoed ceilings, and crystal chandeliers hang like captured stars. In every room, history whispers. You can almost hear the rustle of silk gowns, the music of violins, the murmurs of nobility from centuries past. A stage for grandeur. The palazzo is more than architecture, it's theater. Every corridor, every fresco, every piece of furniture feels carefully arranged for an audience that never stopped watching. The Hall of Mirrors reflects both light and history, endless reflections that seem to stretch time itself. The throne room once hosted kings, diplomats, and Napoleon himself, whose presence lingers like perfume. And then there's the grotto rooms, deep in the palace's lower floors. Cool, dim chambers covered in seashell mosaics and river stones. Built to resemble the bottom of the lake, these rooms offered guests a retreat from the summer heat, surrounded by the soft murmur of water echoing through the walls. It's a design that speaks of a different kind of wealth, not just money, but imagination. The Garden of 10 Terraces. But the true soul of Isola Bella lies beyond the marble walls, in its legendary gardens. Step outside and you're greeted by the scent of jasmine, roses, and citrus carried on the lake breeze. Here, art and nature dance together. The gardens are built in 10 terraces that rise like steps toward the heavens, each one bursting with flowers, fountains, and statues. From afar, it looks like a green pyramid floating above the water. Up close, it feels like walking through a dream. Every detail is deliberate, every curve, every color, every scent. White peacocks wander freely, their feathers glinting in the sunlight like living snow. They're not just birds, they're symbols of purity, of beauty, of Isola Bella's eternal elegance. The theater of nature, at the garden's heart stands its crown jewel, the theater of the island. A massive stone structure adorned with obelisks, statues, and fountains, it feels like an open-air cathedral dedicated to beauty itself. From its center rises the statue of Unicorn, symbol of the Borromeo family, pure, untamed, and eternal. Behind it, terraces overflow with camellias, azaleas, oleanders, and exotic plants brought from distant lands. In spring, the garden explodes in color, a masterpiece painted by nature and perfected by human hands. Standing there, surrounded by marble gods and cascading blooms, you feel something rare. The quiet hum of eternity. A symphony of water and sky. From the top terrace, the view is nothing short of divine. Below you, Lake Maggiore stretches endlessly, a sheet of liquid silver framed by the snow-capped Alps. When the wind passes over the lake, it carries whispers. The laughter of noble families, the songs of the gardeners, the soft music of another time. You realize that Isola Bella isn't just a destination. It's a performance still unfolding, centuries later. The lake reflects the palace. The palace mirrors the sky. And somewhere in between, you stand, suspended between past and present. Echoes